A tune so shy, steam dances up to meet the sky. Tatami whispers beneath my feet. The day unfolds, soft and sweet. Morning glow, the sunlight flows through paper. The world slows, a quiet start, a gentle beat. This is where my heart finds peace. Sparrows chatter, a bamboo breeze, the scent of tea, a moment seized. The clock ticks slow, the world outside, but here I stay, where dreams reside. Morning glow, the sunlight flows through paper walls. The world slows, a quiet start, a gentle beat. This is where my heart finds peace. Shadows stretch, the warmth will fade, but memories of this will stay. A fleeting light, a fleeting sound. In this stillness I am found. Morning glow, the sunlight flows through paper walls. The world slows, a quiet start, a gentle beat. This is where my heart finds peace.
Alrighty. Oops. There it is. Oh, and there we go again with that. Whee! There we go. All sounds are working. Every platform's got it. Alright, we're good to go. It's been a few days since I've done this. June 22nd, 9:51 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. Nick? Yeah? Did you know that Von Karma's daughter's only 18, just like me? Yeah, why? I was just thinking about how strong she is. I mean, she's been in Germany all this time, all by herself, and she's so grown up. Yeah, and I'm sure she felt a lot of pressure from her father's reputation. And then you look at me and, well, I'm the daughter of the master, but I'm still just a little girl. And on top of that, I'm the suspect in a murder trial. But I think you're really strong too, Maya, for all you've gone through. Good morning. The two of you look like you're doing well today. I'm happy for you. Hey, morning, Pearly. You'll be safe today, Mystic Maya. Huh? What do you mean? My mother is coming today to show her support. Yeah, that's right, Pearly. Oh, no. Hey, Pearls. Yes, Mr. Nick? Do you think you could do me a big favor? Could you channel Maya today too? Huh? I was sort of hoping to sit in the audience today and watch. Please, it's very important to me. I don't feel confident enough without her help. Mr. Nick, that's enough. You can't show weakness in front of the person you love. But Pearly, not this again. Please, can you do this for us, Pearls? Alright, I'll do it. I'll do it for Mystic Maya's sake. See you later then. I'll leave you two to your alone time. Phew, thank goodness. Nick? This way, Pearls won't be able to see today's trial. Well, what do you mean? What's going on? You'll find out, girlie. June 22nd, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 2. Hey, she's already transformed. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Let's start already. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I look forward to tonight's news with great joy. The image of your defendant... Oh, the image of your defeated face will be transmitted all over the world. All over the world, huh? Sounds like you've made quite a name for yourself, Phoenix. Don't be foolish, you foolish fool, wearing the foolish clothes. The famous one is me. I'm the prodigy who has never lost a case since becoming a prosecutor 5 years ago. Naturally, the world's eyes are on me as I conduct my first trial in this country. Yeah, you're gonna lose it. That's nice, Miss Von Karma. I'm glad to see you're in such good spirits today, Miss Fey. It's true what they say. Women really are scary when they fight. Now then, a very interesting theory was presented during yesterday's session, that the defendant could have left the channeling chamber, correct? Yes. And this key is proof of that. This key, the only key to the channeling chamber, was not where it should have been. Your Honor, I would like to say one thing before we begin. Alright, let's hear it. The prosecution has determined that from the time of the murder to the time of arrest, the defendant did indeed leave the room at one point. What? But Miss Von Karma, then how do you explain this picture? Are you saying then that the person in this picture is not the defendant? I never said that wasn't the defendant. Then what is the meaning of this? All I am saying is that Maya Fey, after killing the victim, exited the room, and I believe that is when she dropped this key. Can you substantiate your claim? Isn't that what I'm here for? The prosecution would like to call the defendant's aunt, Morgan Fey, to the stand. Just as I suspected, Aunt Morgan. Poor Mia, she seems really torn by this. Oh, can you blame the poor lass? I mean, yeah, she's dead, but... And her aunt is possibly a murderer helper. Witness, name and occupation. My name is Morgan Fey, and I'm a spirit medium, in a manner of speaking. I'm sorry, but what do you mean in a manner of speaking? I don't think anyone really cares. Now then, after the murder took place, you kept watch over the defendant, correct? Yes, that is correct. I performed the spirit severing technique on Mystic Maya then. Spirit severing technique? A technique to remove her spirit from a body and send it back to the other world, that is. Yes, that is. You be quiet. Now, witness. Something happened while you were performing this technique, correct? Yes, that is correct. Well, what in the world could have... Mystic Maya, she escaped from the room. Well, what? And here we come to the heart of the matter. Maya Fey, while in a possessed state, managed to escape from the channeling chamber. Order, order, order. Miss Fey, please testify to this court what happened during that time. Your Honor, I will try my best. I think someone just upped the ante on this trial. Yeah, I upped the ante in my favor. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. With great strength, she hit the base of my neck, and I fainted for a short while. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. I call BS. Why have you hidden this until now? I did not wish to cause more trouble for Mystic Maya. However, I must correct falsities when they arise. That's right, she is simply correcting a falsity, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Why is she making it a point to take a stab at me? Never mind. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. My aunt is a very smart and sly person. It's going to be hard for us to find a crack in her testimony. I'll find the crack. That sounds so wrong. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. Was it really necessary to have two people do something so simple as call the police? If there was a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind. Yes, that is a very good point. At that time, I myself was a little confused. On top of which, there was another. Another what, madam? Oh, it's nothing. No need to concern yourself. I want to hear the end of that sentence. There was another reason you wanted both of us out of that room, wasn't there? You must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room? I simply did not wish for there to be more victims. The lives of both the good sir and that camera woman may be in danger. That's what I thought to myself. I mean, she's got a good point with that. Well, that was very noble of you, Miss Faye. This is bad. Now people have a good impression of her and a bad one of us. Looks like she caught us napping. That's by ought for you. Are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Miss Faye, please continue. Fuck's sakes, bro. During our investigation, you stated that you struck the defendant on the head, and this strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by this statement? I'm afraid I don't. The statement I gave you was a lie. But why would you lie about something like that? It is very painful for me to say this, however. The witness was lying to cover for the defendant. She was covering for Maya. So you were covering for the defendant? Well, yes. It was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. But the renegade mystic Maya had done something very unexpected. So something unexpected? What, pray tell, did she? This witness didn't and couldn't have seen what happened. If you want to know what this unexpected thing was, there is always later. Yes, very well. Like, why does it suddenly feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach? Now, let's continue with what happened. But quite suddenly she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. Was it really that easy for her to escape from you? I'm ashamed to admit to such a thing, however, yes. But you are physically larger and stronger than the defendant. There was no way she could have escaped from you so easily. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What about this picture? Remember that at the time the defendant was not physically Maya Faye? Growing old is such a mysterious thing. Trust me, I know firsthand. I guess you do. Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still that of the nurse she had called. But if she had run away, wouldn't you have given chase right away? Well, yes, I would have. However, with great strength, she hit the base of my neck and I fainted for a short while. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Is that because you were unconscious? Why, yes. Great, well now what? So while you were unconscious, you have absolutely no idea where the defendant went. I would think that's obvious, good sir. If that's true, then how can you know for sure that the defendant left the channeling chamber at all? Now that you mention it, I have to wonder myself. It's true that this witness is not able to confirm this. But the key word here is this witness. What do you mean by that? It means she has another witness up her sleeve, that's what. It looks like Miss Von Karma is ready to move on to her next witness. Ooh. Oh, God. That's enough. From what I can tell, there is nothing wrong with this witness's testimony. And from what she has said, we can establish that Maya Fey did leave the chamber. I hope this isn't going to come back and bite us in the butt. Now let's take the next logical step and ask, where did the defendant go after leaving the channeling chamber? Yes, sir. God damn it. Be quiet, you. Now then, what the escapee had done was she had gone to speak with a certain person. She went to speak with someone. Who was it? The prosecution calls Miss Eeny Miny, who was sleeping in the side room at the time. Eeny Miny? I think you can see where this is headed. Witness, name and occupation. Okay, so my name is like Eeny Miny. I'm like researching like parapsychology stuff at the university. What is this parapsychology? Let's see. It's like, I guess most people call it occult stuff. Even if that's what most people call it, I can't say I understand what that means. And then I suggest you go home and research it yourself. Yes, sir. Now then, Miss Miney, after the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant Maya Fey, is this correct? Like, I guess. If that's the case, then let's hear your testimony. That is alright, isn't it, Your Honor? Yes, sir. For the love of all things good, Your Honor, have some spine for my sake. Okay, that's cool. It does it on all of them. But why not YouTube's? After the murder. Like, when the channeling started, I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Like, a little later, someone came into the room, like, really suddenly. It was like, oh my god, totally my sister. I, like, hadn't seen her in, like, so long. I was so happy in, like, a sad way. My sister, she, like, told me something, like, totally terrible. Now hold your horses, young lady. You're saying the person that entered was your sister? Don't you mean the defendant, Maya Fey? Really now, Your Honor? Maya Fey was still in the middle of channeling at that time. Are you saying that the spirit was the spirit of this witness's sister? Yes, Mimi Miney. She was a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic. Oh, well, this is... Witness? Like, yeah? In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell the court what this terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it. Like, do I totally, like, really have to? Of course. Miss Money, please. My sister, like, this is what she said to me. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. Damn, bro. I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it? Eeny. She took her revenge. Are you sure that's what you said? Yes. There, are you satisfied, Your Honor? I still can't believe it. I can't believe that a spirit would go so far as to use a medium to get revenge. It is a bit hard to swallow. However, all the evidence and testimonies point to this as the truth. The end. What do you think, Mr. Wright? It certainly seems like all the loose ends are accounted for. This testimony just now, was it all made up? Was it just one huge lie? Of course it was, Phoenix. Mia, what do you mean? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. But even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find that one loose thread and unwind this tapestry of lies. Your Honor, there is room for doubt, so the defense will cross-examine this witness. We believe that our cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind this murder. Yet again, the foolish fool spouts out more foolishly foolish drabble. I wonder if you'll make this one more entertaining than the last. Like, when the channeling started, I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Like, a little later, someone came into the room, like, really suddenly. It was like, oh my god, totally my sister. I, like, hadn't her in, like, so long. I was so happy, like, a sad way. You are happy in a sad way? Yeah, like, I mean, it was my sister. But wouldn't most people react here with surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again? But, like, maybe if I was, like, someone who didn't know about, like, the occult, but I, like, know all about the Korean channeling technique. The point here is the witness immediately recognized that it was her sister. Yeah, like, what she said. Should I drop this line of questioning? So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter? No. Like, there wasn't any reason for me to, like, think anything was strange. But... Ow. Don't keep bad. You know the phrase objection. Could you try using that once in a while? Mr. Wright, this question of what the witness felt when she saw her sister, is it really that important? It is very important, although I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But I've got to bluff for now and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. Alright, Mr. Wright. Miss Miney, please amend your testimony. Like, okay, I'm like totally cool with that. I wasn't like scared at all, and like her costume looked totally like normal. That was a very well-spun lie, Miss Eney. Well, what are you babbling about this time, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It's well-constructed, but that's all it is. Stealing my lines now, are we, Phoenix? Miss Miney, may I remind you of what you said? You said that there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Well, like, yeah, and... But I don't think that's what you were thinking at all. Take a look at this picture. This is a picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone appeared before you like this. The blood spray. Miss Miney, why did you not include the blood you saw in your testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noted it right off the bat. Order, Miss Miney, what is the meaning of this? Miss Miney? I'm thinking, don't interrupt me on that. Eep. And what are you staring about, Your Honor? Well, that witness, her personality did a complete 180 there. Lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though. First of all, calm yourself, witness. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to snap. Now hurry up with the testimony. If you please. The judge still looks a little shaken up. A lot of help he's going to be. After the murder party, the side room was, kind of dark, you know? So, the costume is, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. And I, persuaded my sister it wasn't, right to do something like that. And then, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Yes, now I see. And you have given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood. You think, thanks, Gramps. Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? Alright, I guess not. Very well, you may question the witness. Uh-oh. Oh no. Come on. Where is it? Where's the hole? Where's the hole? There we go. Really, bro? And, ban you go. Okay, I think that did it. The side room was, kind of dark, you know? So, the costume is, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. And I, persuaded my sister it wasn't, right to do something like that. And what was your sister, Miss Mimi Miney, at the time? Well, she was, totally flipped out, because she just shot Dr. Gray. But I think, she knew she, said she did something really bad. And, she said she wanted to go with me to, apologize to Miss Morgan. Did Mimi's spirit really say all that to you? Yeah. And then, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Okay, I need to sit up. Was your sister calm by that time? I guess so. I guess maybe, taking her revenge on Dr. Gray, made her feel a lot better. I'd like to feel a lot better too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The sooner the better. she says with her whip at the ready. And like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? May I ask you one more thing, Miss Miney? Like, sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place, huh? Like, when do you mean? When you... I'm talking about when you were going to the channeling chamber, of course. Like, no, nothing strange. She answered rather quickly. Now what? Then Carter, I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court. Do you think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd on the way to the channeling chamber, is all that important? I ask because it is very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this. Very well. Miss Money, if you will please include a statement about this in your testimony. Like, I don't get why, but okay. I, like, didn't see anyone on the way to, like, the channeling chamber. You say that you didn't see anyone on the way to the channeling chamber? However, that is impossible. Like, what do you mean? I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay. Interesting, you have a semi-intelligent look on your face, so what about this child? It just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden. The garden? Yep. Which means anyone walking through the area would have to have seen her. So, Miss Hermione, what do you have to say to that?
Objection!
As the court can see, she's a bit of an airhead. Also, she was leading her sister at that time. Do you honestly think she would have this simple child playing? Preposterous. It's not preposterous, and I can prove it. Well, what sort of foolish... There was no way someone walking along the winding way could not have noticed Pearl. Oh, sorry, Pearl. If that is anything yet. This urn is my proof. An old cracked clay pot? What is that going to prove? Do you know why it's cracked? It's because Pearl broke it, that's why. She broke the urn? Yeah. Why? Why do I feel like you are about to ruin my beautiful day? Because I am, bitch. Sorry. This urn was broken around the time the channeling started. Ah, and Pearl was the one who put it back together. While sitting right in the middle of the winding way. Well, what? What? Miss Miney? Pearl was there in the winding way at the time. She was hard at work putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. Grr. I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Miney. You are a masterful liar. Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say. The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Miss Miney, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. The witness just testified about that. That's right. I was like sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? Of course not. No fucking way. Your lies end here. Well, what do you... The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible because there is clearly a contradiction here. A contradiction? Where is this contradiction? Earlier in your testimony, Miss Miney, you made the following statement. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? It's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that, like, have to do with anything? It's very simple. Mr. Miney, how did you know that fact? How? I concede that Miss Fay was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Which means, Miss Miney, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. But you didn't go there by way of the winding way. Go on. But look at the manor guide map. If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use the winding way. Yes, that's right, Your Honor. Which is why I asked this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Miney, please answer the question.
Objections!
Don't ask a question off of a baseless assumption, if you please. Well, I suppose since you've put it out on the table, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yeah, the only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Eenie Money. So now is the time to prove it. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Where was the witness when the murder took place? Miss Miney was here, of course. What? But that's the channeling chamber. Isn't that the crime scene? That's right. Miss Miney was at the scene of the crime. Order, order, order. Why, Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started. Yes, that is correct. Please explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Simple, Miss Eenie Money was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Like, where was I hiding? Here, of course, but behind the folding screen. Ah, don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony? There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. See, you stupid jerk. Quit being so quick to pin it on me, Slimeball. Now, Miss Miney. One so young as you shouldn't be saying. Shut it, Gramps, as if you know exactly how old I am. I'm sorry. Looks like the pipe's about to burst. I guess I should help it along. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this. Miss Miney, how you were able to hide yourself at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. That tiny little box? No person could fit in that. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. A lot of disproved to you when she was hiding from me in it. But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means it has nothing to do with the murder at all. That's right. I was sleeping there, so I should know. That clothing box was there in the side room the whole time. Mr. Wright? Do you think you can prove where the clothing box was at the time of the crime? I hope so. Now I present the piece of evidence that will prove. This clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. What the fuck? Take a look at this clothing box. You're so stupid. As if there's any sort of evidence in that old thing. What on earth? I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already. There's a hole about 8 inches off the ground. A hole about 8 inches off the ground. Where have we heard that before? The folding screen, it had a hole at the same height. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and then into the box. Miss Miney, you were hiding behind the folding screen waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Order. So what are you saying? Then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss Eenie Miney? That is exactly what I am saying. Miss Eenie Miney, you were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey. To masquerade as Maya Fey, she had it planned from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No, stop. I can't stand to listen to any more of this foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea that the witness moved the clothing box to the crime scene, pretended to be the defendant, killed the victim, and then fled the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do all that by herself. It really is impossible. for one person to do all the preparations, that is. Ow. Need I remind you the foolish receive no mercy? But wait, Miss Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? Well, you can't be serious. Huff, huff. Miss Hermione, you had an accomplice. Oops, I almost pressed the wrong button. Grr, this person. If it wasn't someone from Kurain Village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fae household, you wouldn't have that box to use. Morgan Fae? Isn't that the wonderful lady witness we had earlier? What do you have to say to this, Miss Miney? Grr, grr. You shot Dr. Gray with your own 2 hands. Do you deny it? I think this is what really happened. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Dressed in a medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other 2, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then she stabbed Dr. Gray with the knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. But that's when something unexpected happened. Unexpected? Yes. Bang. Dr. Gray was actually not yet dead. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker. That is why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray and bang. After that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room. Yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear, which is why, upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. Click. Miss Miney, she immediately covered her own costume with blood. Click. And pretended to be Maya Fey. But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through. Which is precisely why Miss Morgan Fay chased us out. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here. What is one supposed to say? This is the real truth behind the murder. Who was that, laughing at a time like that? Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry, are you still, by chance, evolving? Well, what is it this time? Miss Von Karma, surely. Of course it was me. Do you really think someone of Von Karma blood would lose due to something this petty? What in the world? Mr. Phoenix Wright, your argument is flawed in one very crucial area. And that is... if this witness is the real murderer, why would she go through all this trouble? Huh? Working together with a medium pretending to be one, putting on this whole act, what reason would she have to do such foolish things? Well, that's, yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Oh, and one other thing. Why would Miss Eeny Miny want to kill Dr. Gray? Where is her motive? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say too. Yeah, motive. I don't have a motive. A motive? I can't say she has no motive here. But she does have a motive, bro. I have to think of a motive now. What is her reason for wanting Dr. Gray dead? The reason you wanted Dr. Gray dead is this. Ha. Just as I thought, you bore me with your silly answers, Phoenix Wright. Just great, now even she is calling me by my full name. Do you think I did this to get revenge for my sister's death? Yes. Because through that accident, you suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Don't be stupid. No one has proof that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? And do you want to say I wanted to take revenge based on nothing? Well, what do you mean by that? See now, stupid Gramps. I'm, going to explain, so, please listen, okay? It's been over half a year since I was discharged from the hospital. If I, wanted revenge, then, I wouldn't have waited this long. And besides, the guy thought of the spirit thing was, Dr. Gray. It was, a total coincidence he asked me about it, you know? She's back to her airhead persona. However, you see, youch. Pathetic, Mr. Phoenix, right? You feel to support your own theory. The end. Be quiet, you smug wench. I think we have our answer, Mr. Phoenix, right? What Miss Miney has stated is very true. The revenge plan is overly complicated and she has no motive in the first place. Furthermore, there is no reason for Miss Morgan Fay to cooperate with this plan. You don't even have any truly decisive pieces of evidence to demonstrate your point. Tisk. So many faults, Mr. Phoenix, right? You should really learn your place. But what happened? I thought I had her for sure. See, it's just as I, told you. I hope you liked your slice of humble pie. Very well, I now conclude the cross-examination of Miss Eenie Miney. Your Honor, please allow the defense 1 more minute. All right. You can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, Phoenix. Mia. Yes, it does sound like a ridiculously messed up plan for a murder. But you know, regardless, that girl trained for this crime. But really? Listen, Phoenix. Everything happens for a reason. There is a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray. And it is also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion. Time is up, Mr. Wright. Your final answer, please. If you want to say that you can prove Miss Miney had a motive, then why did she kill the victim in this way? Can you provide the reason? Can I really do this? I'm not totally confident here, but I know that I must press on no matter what. That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now. I will show and substantiate the fact that Miss Miney had a motive. Too bad. You're too late. My cross-examination has already ended after all. Eek. Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Well, what? You are supposed to be on my side. Avon Kama only cares about the perfect win. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And I don't care if you are my witness, so help me, I will throw you out of my way. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. We will continue the cross-examination after we reconvene. Hey, wait a sec. To be continued, to be continued, to be continued. Alright, I'm not ending now, but I am gonna go BRB because I'm hungry. Doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. Alrighty, there we go. June 22nd, 12:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Is it really true about my aunt? I'm afraid so, Maya. There's no way Enid could have killed Dr. Gray by herself. And under the circumstances, there's no one else other than your Aunt Morgan. That's terrible. Why? Why would my aunt... Everything is going just as I predicted, Mr. Phoenix, right? Ugh, Miss Von Karma. Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to take revenge on Nick? Nick had nothing to do with what happened to your dad. Don't you have something better to be worrying about? Say your own situation. And, looking down on me even though we're the same age. Are you done yet? You've caused me enough pain and suffering. Oops. Not yet. My goal is to defeat you and let the whole world know of your defeat. But even if you do that, it won't bring your father back. Whatever. In the meantime, let's bring this match to its conclusion. And then we'll know who the real winner is. Me. Me. The game's about Phoenix Wright, so it's always going to be me. June 22nd, 12:10 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Can you prove Miss Eenie Miney had a motive? Yes, I believe I can. Eenie Miney and Dr. Gray have only one point of connection. And that is the car accident. 1 year ago, the motive I'm looking for must be there. Miss Miney, please testify to this court about your car accident last year. Huh? I thought, like, you wanted to, like, ask about my, like, motive. I, like, don't see the point in, like, bringing up the past. Miss Miney, if you please. Okay, like, I totally don't think it'll do any good, but... That was, like, last year in May. Like, something really bad had happened at, like, my sister's clinic around then. And, like, the night of the accident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving. I was, like, totally pooped too, so I, like, fell asleep in the passenger seat. I, like, woke up because of a jolt, and, like, it was a sea of flames around me. I, like, opened the door and, like, got away. I think I've heard of this incident. It was all the talk on the tabloid shows day after day last year. Yes, and there was talk about Dr. Gray drugging your sister. Drug. Those were merely rumors, totally baseless gossip. Yes. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. Right now, it's impossible to prove that Dr. Gray did in fact drug Miss Miney's sister. Yeah, which means I'll have to work this from another angle. That was like last year in May. Like something really bad had happened at like my sister's clinic around then. And like the night of the accident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving. She was totally tired, you mean exhausted? Like, she had to talk to the police and, like, was being investigated, like, every day. It was like a totally terrible situation. It's no wonder. Then that the car accident had happened, huh? So then why didn't you ask to switch places? Huh? Like, what are you talking about? I meant switch drivers. If your sister was so tired, then you should have switched with her. True, true. But like, I don't like have a driver's license. This is news to me. I was not aware you didn't have your license, Miss Miney. Miss Miney, please amend your testimony. Like, okay, anyway. I was like totally pooped too, so I like fell asleep in the passenger. I like woke up because of a jolt, and like it was a sea of flames around me. I like opened the door and like got away. I like didn't have my license, so like I couldn't take over driving for her. Miss Miney, that was a lame lie just now. Like, what do you mean? I know you had a license back then. This is a photo you took for the express purpose of getting a driver's license. What is the meaning of this, Miss Miney? That's right. Yeah, I had like a license, but I didn't get it until after the accident. No, you had it. You had it at the time of the accident. Director Hardy, or the guy pretending to be him anyway, said so. What are you talking about? That perverted fake clinic director? Yes, that perverted fake clinic director. No one cares. Witness, when did you receive your driver's license? Like, last November? Meow. Meow. What? In November? The accident happened last May. That's a half-year lapse in time, Mr. Pinks, right? What in the... That's what happened, Mr. Wright? At the time of the accident, Miss Miney did not have a driver's license. Ow. Fire, my whip will accommodate. Anyway, without a license, that witness and her sister could not have switched drivers. I'm like glad you get it, but like even if I had my license, I like don't think my sis would have like let me drive. Yeah. Don't just stand there, to yourself. Not you too, Mia. With the whip and the pain and the ow. Miss Money, why do you think you would not have been allowed to drive anyway? Oh, that's because I think this situation calls for a more detailed testimony, Miss Money, if you please. I call her annoying. Oops, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be mean. Like, around that time, I was like really close to getting my license. My sis was like, that's totally big fan of cars and like really valued them. She like had just gotten this really shiny bright red sports car. She would like say things like, no way am I letting a noob drive my car. So like that's why I ended up in the passenger seat that night too. I see. A bright red car for sports. Now then, the defense may question the witness. I'm not terribly knowledgeable about cars, but... Like, around that time, I was, like, really close to getting my license. My sis was, like, this totally big fan of cars and, like, really valued them. She, like, had just gotten this really shiny bright red sports car. It was a new car? Yeah. She had, like, just gotten it. It was, like, from the UK. The UK? Were those her boyfriend's initials? And it was a really special model. She had waited for a whole year for it to arrive. I guess her love of cars would be the obvious next topic. I really don't know anything about cars, but I had a feeling this was bound to come up. Your Honor? Yes? Please have the witness append what she just said to her testimony. You mean the part about being a special import car? Yes. Sorry, well, if you like cars that much, son, that's not my point. Though, to be honest, I don't know what the point is either. Miss Miney, would you please fix your testimony? Sure, whatever. My sister's car was like a totally special model from England. Miss Miney, do you remember this article? It's an article about the accident you had said in this. But I opened the right door and, got out. That's correct, isn't it? Why are you suddenly asking me about that? Your Honor, which side is the passenger's seat, the left or the right? Well, it's on the right side, of course, because the driver is on the left side. That would be if it were an American car, but it would be the opposite in a British car. Opposite? The two of them were riding in a British car. In that case, the passenger side would be the left side. Ugh. Well, what do you mean by this? Miss Miney, you said that you had escaped to using the right side door of the car. But if you were sitting there, then that means you were in the driver's seat. Order in the court, order. Ack. Mr. Phoenix Wright is blabbering nonsense again. Amy said the person who was driving was her older sister, Mimi Miney. That is what Amy said, yes, but that is where her story falls apart. Somewhere, all of us made a big error in our assumptions. Phoenix, it looks like you finally found the real root of this murder. If we connect all the dots, there can only be one answer. I'd like to ask the court a question. Amy or Mimi, who was really driving that night? The answer is the one person who had her driver's license, Mimi Miney. After all, that makes her the only person who could legally drive. But you just said the witness, Miss Amy Miney, was the one in the driver's seat. Which leads us to the next question. The next question? Who is the person standing at the witness stand right now? What sort of idiotic ruse is this, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? The witness's name is... I'll tell you what her name really is. This witness's real name is... Mimi Miney. That is your real name.
Objections!
Of all the foolish dribble, then how do you explain her appearance? This witness had severe facial burns when she was admitted into the hospital. So for the purpose of facial reconstruction, the surgeons used a picture. Facial reconstruction surgery. I almost said recognition. This is the picture she gave to her doctors at the time. That's right. It's a picture of her younger sister. No. But Mimi Miney, she died in the car accident. That's what everyone thought. However, that was not the case. Then the body they found at the crash site, that was the body of the real Mimi Miney. Isn't that right, Miss Mimi Miney? That car accident 1 year ago, the one who died that night was Eenie Miney. Her sister Mimi then stole her face and was reborn as Eenie. With this, she effectively erased Mimi Miney from existence. Your Honor? I'm sure you can see now. You can now see why Mimi had to kill Dr. Gray. What do you mean? What is the meaning of this nonsense? Dr. Gray wanted to call back the spirit of a dead person. Specifically, the spirit of his nurse that died in the crash, Mimi Miney. However, that would not have been possible because Mimi Miney was still in fact alive. And that fact would have been discovered had the channeling been conducted. So this witness had to stop that from happening at all costs. And that's why she had to kill Dr. Turner Gray? Is that what you're saying? Yes. Before the channeling, Dr. Gray had the misfortune of consulting this witness before communicating with the dead. And in that moment, his fate was sealed. Well, Miss Miss Von Karma. Eek. Why did you say my name just now? Looks like I've been unmasked. What witness? That's right, I admit it, my real name is Mimi Miney. That quack doctor got what he deserved in the end. And I was so close to finally ditching Mimi too. So close. But why? Why would you go so far as to throw away yourself? To become your own sister? I think I understand why. Mimi Miney wanted her old self to disappear because of this. That's about the malpractice incident. Dr. Gray was right. The mistake was caused by the nurse, a nurse by the name of Mimi Miney. That's right, the person standing before us today. And a few weeks after this mishap, Mimi Miney had a car accident in which she lost her younger sister. But the timing couldn't have been worse. 14 patients dying in that incident and her own sister's life extinguished. It was all too much to bear. I found a way for myself to escape it all, the only way. She lost everything in the flames of that accident, her sister, and even her own face. This was her last chance. Her chance to throw away her past and start a new life as her sister. Unbelievable, a plan beyond my wildest imagination. That jerk. If only he hadn't thought of that channeling mumbo-jumbo. Mumbo-jumbo. Becoming Eni has been the most horrible experience in the world. Spirit channeling, the occult, I hate it. I hate it all. I believe there are still a few unsolved riddles here, such as, why did Miss Miney choose to go with such a complicated plan, and why did Miss Morgan Fay agree to help her execute it? Regardless, I believe one thing has been made crystal clear. The innocence of the defendant, Maya Fay. This is preposterous. I'm perfect. Me, Franziska von Karma. I'm going to enjoy the news tonight, Miss Von Karma. How about you? It's going to be broadcast all over the world, right? Your defeat does. Stop it. Phoenix, hang in there, Phoenix. Phoenix! This court is a fraud, a sham. Now then, it looks like it will be some time before Mr. Wright regains consciousness. So I will go ahead and pronounce the verdict. not guilty. Woo! That is all. This court is adjourned. June 22nd, 3:13 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Congratulations, Maya. Sis. It's good to see you, Maya. How are you doing? Sis. I didn't kill anyone, did I? I need a moment. Phew. It's got me in my feels, man. No, you didn't. It was all just a dream. A really bad dream. You know, sis, in my dream, I smelled a really familiar scent. A familiar scent. I was inside that clothing box, right? That box. That was the box you used to store your clothes in a long time ago. That's right. There is still one thing I don't quite get. What's that? What would have happened if Mimi hadn't shot Dr. Gray? I mean, we broke in because we heard a gunshot. I think Mimi Miney had planned to open the door to the chamber herself. And then you and Lotta would have witnessed quite a scene. A possessed Maya Fey who had just committed a murder. She had it planned down to the smallest detail, huh? Nick, congrats, Maya. Thanks. Looks like you bailed me out of another jam. Well, you know, but I really don't want something like this to happen ever again. I'm fine because I have you to help me out in it. But every time something happens, I lose someone special to me. First my sister, and now my aunt. Hey Nick, tell me why my aunt went and did something so horrible. Why would she help Mimi Miney with a plan like that? I just don't understand it, Nick. Maya, it's over. Why don't you just let it be? Nick, please, I need an answer. The reason Morgan helped Mimi with her plan was... Hurley? 4 years from now, a new master will be born into the Karain village. And that person will be you, Maya. But if you weren't there, then the main family's bloodline would disappear, and what would happen then? The Branch family, my aunt. No, Morgan's spiritual power is too weak. The next person would be Pearls. Everything was done for her sake. It was all so that Pearls would become the next master. Yeah, I can see that. Did Maya say something just now? I think that she was saying, I thought so. Date and time unknown, detention center, solitary confinement, cell 13. My precious Pearl. You are the only one suitable to be the master of Karain, dear child. I sacrificed it all for you. I helped that brainless nurse carry out her murder, and cooperated with that whip-happy prosecutor. It was all to unseat that annoying, witless main family girl. That Maya Fey. But I shall be patient, my dearest Pearl. A chance will present itself. Your time will come. How about no? No. Bad lady. A brand new episode has been added. Yes, save. Yes, save. And that's it for me! Woohoo! What?
Hey, thanks for hanging out. You made my night. Chat scrolls like falling leaves, little hearts and jokes and memes. I see your names, I feel you here, even from a world away. Thanks for watching my stream. You're the tree behind the screen. Gotta log off, but not forever. See you later. See you later. Thanks for watching my stream. Keep this moment in between till I'm back. We'll play again. See you later. See you later, my friend. Kettle cools on my desk. Eyes are tired, hair a mess. But when you type my silly name, everything feels bright again. Thanks for watching my stream. You're the dream behind the screen. Gotta log off, but not forever. See you later. See you later. Thanks for watching my stream. Keep this moment in between till I'm back. We'll play again. See you later. See you later, my friend. Same time, same place. I'll be waiting. Save that smile. I'll be waiting. When the screen turns black tonight, I'll still hear you in my mind. Thanks for watching my stream. You're the dream behind the screen. Gotta log off, but not forever. See you later. See you later. Thanks for watching my stream. Keep this moment in between till I'm back. We'll play again. See you later. See you later, my friends. Hey, thanks for